get the great secrets from this man.
And what if you have bad credit?
If you happen to have bad credit, the next step would be you find a way to create financing for the project. And what I mean by this is maybe lease option to buy the property. So now the person holds interest in that property you're interested in. You may pay a little bit more for your property, but now he's holding interest in it, and you don't have the stipulations or the bad credit.
Or she, right?
Or she, he or she, excuse me,
Just making sure.
the project itself. If you have the bad credit, the project itself, you ask the other owner of the project at that time if they would be willing to lease option to you. You may offer him a little bit more money in a longer term. You would be able to get into the property with no money out of your pocket, but when the term comes to agreement, you'd have to be able to make the obligation to the term. There's another alternative to creating financing that you may not have any money for, and that gives you an opportunity. And when you do lease option to buy this, the banks look at you. You have bad credit today, but you leased it for the last year. Now the banks see you are good enough to lease it, and you're qualifying for the last year as a lease option to meet their needs. And majority of the times they'll buy it and give you the loan you may be looking for because you established yourself with a lease option to buy.
Awesome. And how do you find some of these lease options?
Some of these lease options to buy, in a sense, could be family members that have inherited some property perhaps, and it's in a different state, and the people who had inherited don't want anything to do with that. Some may be older folks that are moving into a convalescent home and they want to downsize. Some may be property investors thinking that you were going to drop the ball. So they're willing to gamble on a person that may have bad credit because they'll still keep their property and whatever lease you've given them.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes, definitely.
Look at the grins. Hi, I'm Dean.
Hi, Dean. And I have the final last
Your name?
question. My name is Francine. I'm from the United States.
Okay.
And my question is, what advice would you give young entrepreneurs like myself who would like to become a millionaire by accident?
Well, becoming a millionaire by accident, unless you want somebody to grab you by the collar, after you've already achieved your goals, but you don't recognize your goals because you never think you are a millionaire, and you may not think you've achieved the goals until somebody grabs you by the collar and shakes you around and really shows that you've achieved them and you're well beyond that. And the skills and gifts that are available are larger than the money. So for you to start out in real estate, a lot like lease option to buy, that would be one way. Or fixer-upper, where you can actually go out and force the value of the property. What I mean by that, you go out and maybe trim the trees, clean the lawn up, paint the facility, work on the property hands-on, where it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, but you're now managing that property. You get the skills of maintaining it, you get the skills of enforcing the value of the property, and when you're done with a piece of property like that, and again, a good option would be lease option it, so you set an agreement to pay the person a certain amount. You force the value past your agreement. He knows the value of the house is past the agreement, but he's locked into that agreement because you made that contract. So once you incorporate the house, you're paying monthly mortgage or the monthly lease. You ask for the improvements on that property, if it would be okay if I improve this property because I'm planning on buying this. You blow the property past its value on today's standards or whatever the standard of the property is. And then when the term comes close, you buy out at that term knowing your house is worth more than what the house was. And then that would be a first step to get into starting real estate. You just created your own money out of thin air by forcing the value of the house, by negotiating and using verbiage to put the deal together.
Thank you.
Did it help?
Yes. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Did it
meet
help
you
you?
too. Yes, of course.
Did it help you?
Of course. Yes.
Dean Welch, Millionaire by Accident. I have a book coming out. It's called Accidental Millionaire. How I Learned to Get Out of My Own Way. It will be out in 2016. If anyone is interested, please look at my website. It's deanwelchmba.com. Thank you for this interview. I appreciate it. Do you have a question for me?
No questions. I think the ladies were fantastic. So we're just going to say goodbye to all our viewers.
Goodbye.
Right up with his
Keep up
website
the
on
good
there.
hard work, because Accidental Millionaire is not an accident. You have to definitely put your time and effort into it. You have to actually work very hard, focus, put the long hours in when necessary, and really work towards your goals to meet your own goals. So transforming yourself to be able to get to these goals is a one step closer to receiving your goals. Work on it, and you all are able to achieve your own goals if you're able to transform yourself. How we change is how we will succeed. Now, know your numbers with this also. And knowing your numbers is another big one. So please work on these things. And if there's any questions that you guys would like to refer to me, again, deanwelchmba.com. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye, guys. Good luck out there.